Greetings, seekers of truth and lovers of the untold story. You have tuned into Mr. Magazine, the only digital sanctuary where we strip away the glossy veneer of the tabloid headlines to reveal the beating heart of the human experience underneath. We do not deal in whispers here, we deal in revelations. Today, we are standing at the precipice of one of the most volatile weeks in recent memory within the Turkish entertainment industry. The storm clouds have been gathering over two of the most beloved figures on our screens, threatening to wash away the foundations of a romance that millions have championed. But just when the noise became deafening, a single voice cut through the chaos like a thunderclap. Before we unravel this tangled web of allegations, silence, and definitive answers, I must ask you to solidify your place in our community. If you haven't already, please destroy that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are never left in the dark. And for the true connoisseurs of celebrity analysis, those of you who want to support independent, high-quality journalism, the join button is right there waiting for you. Your support allows Mr. Magazine to keep digging when others stop. Don't forget to hit the like button right now to help this video reach every fan who needs to hear the truth. Are you ready? Then let us step into the eye of the storm. In the modern age of celebrity culture, fame is a double-edged sword. It brings adulation and opportunity, but it also invites a level of scrutiny that can border on the obsessive. For Hande Erçel, a woman whose every move is chronicled with the fervor of a national event, this scrutiny recently reached a fever pitch. The gossip columns, those relentless engines of speculation, began to churn out a narrative that caught everyone off guard. It was a narrative of separation, of betrayal, and of new beginnings that no one had asked for. The rumors were specific and, frankly, quite aggressive. Social media platforms and digital tabloids began circulating stories linking Erçel to a prominent figure in the business world, Onu Givanatum. It wasn't just a whisper, it was a roaring allegation suggesting that a new love story was blooming in the shadows, hidden away from the prying eyes of the public. The speed at which this information traveled was staggering. One moment, the fans were content, the next, timelines were flooded with theories, timelines, and supposed insider information claiming that Erçel had moved on. Why did this gain so much traction? Because silence creates a vacuum, and the internet abhors a vacuum. With both Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin deeply immersed in their respective professional lives, their public appearances together had become sporadic. In the absence of photographic evidence, the imagination of the masses began to run wild. The narrative being spun was that the distance was not professional, but emotional. They painted a picture of a relationship that had quietly dissolved, replaced by a new, exciting dynamic with a powerful businessman. For days, this baseless story dominated the conversation, casting a long shadow over the couple's privacy. Usually, in scenarios like this, the standard operating procedure for celebrities is to issue a sterile, carefully worded press release through a publicist. We deny the allegations, they might say, or we request privacy at this time. It is cold, it is corporate, and often, it feels inauthentic. But Kerem Bürsin is not a man who hides behind corporate speak. He is an actor known for his raw authenticity, and when the rumors regarding the woman he loves crossed a certain line, he decided that enough was enough. The intervention came not as a prepared statement, but as a direct, visceral reaction. Sources close to the situation report that Bürsin was initially surprised by the sheer volume and audacity of the fake news. It seemed to baffle him that the world could conjure up such elaborate fictions while he was simply living his life. However, his surprise quickly morphed into a need for clarity. He did not mince words. He did not leave room for interpretation. "There's not much to say," Bürsin declared, his voice cutting through the noise with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. "Hande is with me. These kinds of rumors about us don't reflect the truth. Let us pause and appreciate the gravity of that four-word sentence, Hande is with me." In the lexicon of celebrity denials, this is a masterpiece of brevity and power. It is possessive in the most protective sense of the word. It establishes a boundary, claiming his partner and their relationship as a present, undeniable fact. He did not say, "we are dating," or "we are still together." He said, "she is with me." It implies a unity that is unbreakable, a togetherness that exists regardless of what the cameras do or do not see. This statement didn't just deny the rumors about onu guvernatum, it obliterated them. It was a shield thrown up to protect Erçel from the deluge of speculation, and a reminder to the press that their narratives hold no power over his reality. While Kerem Bürsin assumed the role of the vocal defender, the world turned its gaze to Hande Erçel, waiting for her counter-statement. Yet, from her camp, there was only a dignified silence. This silence, however, should not be mistaken for weakness or agreement with the rumors. On the contrary, information leaking from her inner circle paints a picture of a woman who is both exhausted by the game and steadfast in her truth. It is reported that Erçel was genuinely shocked when the headlines first broke. To see her name attached to a businessman she has no romantic connection with, onu guvernatum, was a jarring experience. Yet, rather than feeding the fire with an angry rebuttal, she chose the path of the stoic. Friends close to the actress suggest that she has reached a point of fatigue regarding the constant dissection of her private life. Every dinner, every glance, every period of silence is analyzed for meaning. Her reaction to Bürsin's statement, however, was one of relief and appreciation. According to trusted sources, she viewed Kerem's intervention as a clear step that put an end to an unnecessary controversy. She didn't need to speak because he had already spoken for both of them. There is a profound trust implied in that dynamic. She knows the truth, that their relationship is progressing calmly, away from the flashbulbs, and she trusts that the truth is resilient enough to survive a news cycle without her having to debase herself by engaging with every troll on the internet. Furthermore, the third party in this fictional drama, onu guvernatum, also maintained a strict radio silence. In the business world, reputation is currency, and getting dragged into tabloid fodder is rarely desirable. His refusal to even acknowledge the rumors serves as a silent confirmation of their absurdity. It reinforces the idea that this entire love triangle was nothing more than a phantom created by social media algorithms and bored gossip columnists. This entire incident opens up a fascinating conversation about what we, the audience, expect from the people we admire. We demand their art, their time, and increasingly, access to their most intimate moments. When Kerem Bürsin and Hande Erçel choose to focus on their careers, attending meetings, reading scripts, working on set, the lack of couple content is immediately weaponized against them. I want to take a moment to ask you, the heart and soul of the Mr. Magazine community, a serious question. Do you believe that celebrity couples owe us constant updates on their relationship status? Or is silence a right that they should be allowed to exercise without being accused of breaking up? And while we are at it, which other Turkish stars do you think are currently being unfairly treated by the media? Who would you like to see us defend or investigate in our next video? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, I read them all, and your insights often shape our future content. The reality, as described by sources close to the couple, is far more mundane than the headlines suggest. Busy schedules is often dismissed as a cliché excuse, but in the Turkish film industry, it is a brutal reality. Sets run for 12 to 15 hours a day. Pre-production meetings consume weeks. When two highly successful actors are both in demand, their calendars naturally desync. The fact that they haven't been photographed leaving a venue hand in hand for a few weeks is not a sign of a crisis, it is a sign of employment. Bürsin's statement was a reminder of this reality. By saying Hande is with me, he effectively told the world, our relationship exists in the real world, not just in the photos you see on Instagram. It was a call for the public to trust the solidity of their bond rather than the visibility of it. The impact of Bürsin's declaration was immediate and seismic. In the corridors of the magazine shows and the editorial rooms of tabloid websites, the narrative shifted instantly. The headline of the day transformed from Hande Erçel's new love to Kerem Bürsin's ultimate defense. Gossip columnists, who are usually cynical about celebrity denials, found themselves surprisingly convinced. The consensus among the pundits is that Bürsin does not speak unless he feels a line has been crossed. His previous history of keeping his private life airtight lends credibility to this outburst. He didn't speak to get attention, he spoke to kill the lie. It is speculated that the specific nature of the rumor linking Hande to another man triggered a protective instinct in him that refused to stay silent. On social media, the reaction was a tidal wave of support. The fanbase, which had been anxiously holding its breath, exhaled in unison. Twitter and Instagram were flooded with messages praising Bürsin's possessive and sincere attitude. Fans interpreted his words not just as a fact, but as a romantic gesture. "He claimed her," one comment read. "He didn't let them disrespect their bond," read another. However, the debate is never fully settled. There remains a faction of the audience that is skeptical, arguing that actions speak louder than words and demanding to see the couple together in the flesh. They argue that a verbal statement is a good bandage, but a joint appearance would be the cure. Yet, the overwhelming sentiment is one of reassurance. The phrase "Hand is with me" has now entered the lore of their relationship, a slogan that fans will likely quote for years to come. So, where do we go from here? The rumors have been decapitated, but the eyes of the world are still watching. The crisis has been averted, but the curiosity remains. According to insiders, the couple is currently laser-focused on their professional trajectories. Both are in talks for new projects, reading scripts, and preparing for the next season. They are determined not to let their relationship define their careers, nor let the media dictate the terms of their relationship. It is reported that they are happy to keep things boring for the press if it means keeping things peaceful at home. However, human nature being what it is, the entertainment world is now on a stakeout. Every gala, every premiere, every casual dinner is now a potential stage for their reunion photo. The paparazzi will be hunting for that one shot that visually confirms what Bürsin has verbally stated. But perhaps the most important takeaway is the shift in the power dynamic. With one sentence, Kerem Bürsin took the pen away from the gossip writers and wrote his own headline. He reminded everyone that at the end of the day, the only people who truly know the status of a relationship are the two people in it. The message to the fans is clear: ignore the noise. Trust the source. Hande Erçel continues to work, unaffected and calm, bolstered by the public support of her partner. That separation was a myth. The new businessman boyfriend was a ghost story. The reality is simply two people, working hard, loving each other, and trying to navigate a life lived in a fishbowl. As we close the file on this whirlwind of allegations, we are left with a renewed respect for the power of direct communication. In a world of spin, Kerem Bürsin chose truth. In a world of panic, Hande Erçel chose poise. And together, they weathered yet another storm in the tempestuous sea of Turkish celebrity. They have reminded us that love, real love, does not need to perform for an audience to be valid. It just needs to be. And now, my dear Mr. Magazine family, the conversation turns to you. Do you think this statement is enough to keep the press at bay forever? Or will the rumors return the moment they spend another week apart? I want to hear your theories. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to support our mission to bring intelligence back to celebrity news, please consider clicking the join button. It is the best way to keep this channel independent and thriving. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you stand with the truth. Thank you for watching, thank you for thinking, and until next time, keep your eyes open, but your mind sharper. This is Mr. Magazine, signing off.